Well, if you haven't seen it, you probably should see it. It's a pretty good movie. It's called Dirt. It's a audio biographical movie about Motley Crue, which I wasn't necessarily a big fan of Motley Crue. Um, I like that one song they had with Coming Home. I'm coming home. That was a pretty good song. I really didn't watch Motley Crue too much. If when they came out, I mean, I was probably jamming more like Poison or um, what's the other group name? Slippery When Wet. Uh, of that group, John Bon Jovi. Um, I remember listening to them, but not much Motley Crue. But I did know who Tommy Lee was, and it was a good story. Um, I like the fact how it started off small with one person's ambition, which was Nikki Sixx. How he changed his name. Um, it was a good movie. It started off basically with his intention, you know, and that's what I liked a lot about it, was the power of one man's intention um, to make music, and then he found a good crew and made it happen. It was a good story. I think it was well put together. I was really surprised that what's his name? Machine Gun Kelly. The Machine Gun Kelly, who played Tommy Lee. Now, I was pretty impressed with that because I didn't really jam Machine Gun Kelly's music too much, but the fact that he was versatile and able to pick up a part like that was super dope. Um, so shout out to that, you know, to him coming through with that part. The story was good. Tommy Lee's part was interesting. The drummer, on how he didn't come from, you know, hard rock and roll or like a grimy situation, but he still had the energy to pursue it. And, but Nikki Sixx was the main one who put the thing together, coming from the background he came from. It was based back in the 80s, early 90s, but it shined a light on that era of music. And if I had to rate it, I would rate it probably three out of 5 stars. Probably 2.5. 2.5 out of 5, because it was a little corny at sometimes, but I don't know for sure if I like the narrating part of it or not. Typically, I don't like narrating parts of movies. I'd rather just put it together myself while I'm watching it. Narration, it kind of feeds the audience on what to think. Whether I'd rather look at it as a painting and just come up with my own conclusion on what people were thinking about the film, or how I perceive the people that are in the film. let me think of what they were thinking. You don't have to tell me what they were thinking. I don't spoon feed me the intention of what the director and characters are trying to say. Let me come up with my own conclusion by watching their eyes, by watching their motions. That that to me is very interesting. So the narrative part of it to me was, it probably could have did without that. And then the cinematography was kind of, I mean, you can't compare it to the Queen autobiography. That was put together superbly. Now that was like a 4 out of 5 stars, because it really didn't have a narration, and the cinematography wasn't kind of corny or cheesy. It was really, really good. It was really good. It was dramatic. It was just real. It was beautiful. When filming a band, it was great. Rapster or something, whatever it's called. But it came out this year or last year, but it came out recently. I don't think it's on Netflix, but it was super good. That was put together well. Great cinematography, no narration, good actors, great story, and again, one man's intention. One of the movies that I've watched, probably, no exaggeration, more than any other movie, was The Founder. I probably watched The Founder probably around 50 times, and I'll probably watch it another 50 times. I like watching movies that really look at the gestures, and I like to look at the characters to see, like, what were they trying to portray at that scene, and what were they thinking at that particular scene. I mean, I watched the background actors. I watched the rhythm of the story, on how long the scenes are, and how the character changes throughout the scenes. There's so many elements that I watch, and that particular movie, The Founder, is probably, like I said, I've watched that around 50 times. I'll probably watch it another 50 times. Mainly, again, because it was one man's intention that can be so powerful. And same with Nikki Sixx, and the same with the lead singer to Queen, or to a lot of instances where it could be one man that has such a strong ripple effect that it is felt throughout their businesses or talents or whatnot. And I like watching stories like that through cinematography. But as far as Dirt, I like the fact that they even thought about giving a shout out to old school rock band, glam punk band, glam rock band, as Motley Crue. I'm glad they didn't choose a different band. They chose a good band to do a story about, and I'll give it a 2 out of 5 stars.